From the dawn of time, man has collected and shared stories. Many of those stories are inspirational. Some are haunting. And many of them are downright kooky. Welcome to Kooky Tales, a show where Rob and Susan discuss stories ranging from the supernatural to the downright bizarre and everything in between. Whether you prefer the dance macabre or doing the funky chicken, join us as we decide if these tales are spooky, full of dookie, or just downright kooky. Here on Kooky Tales.
I've made my first drawing. We just started.
You did?
Yes.
What is it?
It says, friggin' Kooky Tales, y'all. Howdy. Gotta hold up a little closer, I think. There you go.
Like, well, I'm not in there.
Okay.
Sorry, I wasn't.
That's why. Right there. Howdy. Howdy.
There we go. Frickin' Kooky Tales. Well,
friggin'.
Welcome to the friggin' Kooky Tales Podcast. Season 2, episode 2 of Kooky Tales Podcast.
We were going to start with a shot. Not today.
Not today, because yesterday was Miss Susan's birthday.
53 years old.
Oh, you're not supposed to. I thought a lady's not supposed to tell.
I love being this age. I love it so much.
Yeah, but there's a difference between loving it and letting everybody know.
No, who cares? It's the age when women stop giving a crap about what everyone else thinks. I love it.
Okay. I mean, that's a good thing.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So yesterday we went to, I want to do maybe we might do a future episode about this, but I want to do an episode maybe about some of the roadside attractions that we've seen, and also some of the, maybe I can find some stories about some other ones, but do you want to tell everybody in 15 seconds about the roadside attraction we saw yesterday?
Yesterday, we went to the world's largest peanut in Durant, Oklahoma. It is the size of a baby. And it is on like a weird looking cemetery type monument in front of City Hall.
And so as we pulled up, we discovered that a woman pulled up. So we pulled up and we were like, hey, here's the world's largest. It says world's largest peanut is what it says. We pull up, and first of all, I'm making fun of it because for the world's largest peanut, it's not that big.
Right.
Like you would think the world's largest, like I could build something bigger. The world's largest peanut is 2.5 feet wide or something. Okay. So, as we're doing the world's largest, or we're looking at it and I'm making fun of it, and a car pulls up and another lady gets out, and then she says, because I'm like, I don't think this is very big for being the world's largest peanut or whatever. And then she goes, yeah, my dad made this.
And then she pointed to a plaque on the ground, pointed to his name.
Right. And she said, my name is whatever. And it was the same last name, obviously.
Peanut.
Her last name's Peanut. And she told us a story, which was not that, you would think like, when I was born, and I had a peanut allergy or this place is known for peanuts. But basically her story was we went on a road trip and we went somewhere else and they had the world's largest walnut. And so her dad got the idea for like Durant.
He said, I want a peanut.
He said, I want a peanut. And so he made the world's largest peanut monument. And then she said that 2 months later, wherever Jimmy Carter is from
Georgia.
Well, yeah, but whatever that city, they said we can't let somebody else have the world's largest peanut. And so 2 months later, they made a much larger, like their peanut is 10 foot tall.
Yeah.
And so this was the thing is once you engrave it in I don't know what
granite.
Yeah, granite. It's looks like a tombstone. Once you've done that, you can't change it easily to say world's second largest peanut. It's kind of like it's literally set in stone.
I guess you could add second.
Just put it up at the top.
I'll make it with a Cricut. We'll go back down there.
All right. Well, take your Sharpie for your drawings or whatever.
Yeah.
But how mad would you be if you did this and then 2 months later? And this is what I didn't understand is it's not like this was in the 70s when they made this. So it's not like there's the internet. It's not like someone posted about it online and then.
Oh, I'm sure it was the talk of the freaking town.
In Durant, but why would it be the talk of the town in Georgia?
I think it made the news.
Well, it must have, because 2 months later. So this guy put a lot of work into something to be the world's largest peanut for 2 months. So then I did feel slightly bad about making fun of it in front of the daughter of the person who did it.
Right. She was super nice. And I thought we believed her, but then later on we were like, she might just be a crazy lady.
She could just be, maybe that's her claim to fame. They're like, oh, you met old crazy Mary. She tells everybody she's related to the peanut.
The peanut man, right?
So,
right.
So anyway, yeah, that was a fun. And then we went to a casino / resort. And then Susan found out that she really likes 20-ounce frozen drinks. And she really liked the second one. She really liked the third one. And she liked buying rounds of shots for people. And
oh my God.
So it was a good birthday. But that's why we did not get the episode out yesterday. You got something for me here?
And that is why we're not having a drink today, because, dude, it's not good.
What is this?
It's the world's largest peanut, and that's you.
But that's bigger in relation to, I don't think it's that large in comparison to me.
Your head was behind the peanut. It's a little bit wider than it should be. Anyway, it was fun.
It was fun.
I will drive. Just one more thing. We have driven all 50 states, right? I will drive up to 500 miles out of the way for a world's largest whatever.
We've seen lots of them. And I think we should talk about that. Maybe on the next episode.
Yes.
We'll talk about that.
Okay.
So, but yesterday was your birthday. And so I got you something for your birthday that has to do with this episode. It is a coupon for 1 free cryogenic freezing after your death.
I would love to do an episode about Rob and his coupon books.
Cryogenics is the science, put that in air quotes, okay? The science of being frozen after your death, so that the idea is that you can be unfrozen at some point in the future, and that whatever caused your death can then be fixed.
Okay.
The concept is really that, like, think of like a broken arm is just temporary, right? So it could be fixed, right? So think about a broken arm being the same as basically death. Death is just another condition. It's something that happens that could also be fixed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can fix, you can undead someone.
Yes. And then at that point you could fix whatever it was that killed them. So if they had a heart attack and they died, hey, we can unfreeze this guy and we can fix the heart attack. We can fix the heart and bring it back to life. Unfreeze them. Okay. That's the idea.
I think that's supposed to happen with goldfish, actually.
Well, I will tell you a story that I happen to know.
True.
This is a true story. I don't know it firsthand. I've read this. Okay. So don't put this on me. I didn't do this. But there was someone who attempted to cryogenically, quote unquote, freeze a goldfish.
Yeah.
They literally took a fish bowl with a goldfish in it and put it in the freezer and froze it solid. Waited a day and then thawed it out. When they thawed it out, the fish returned back to life.
It was really mad.
It was really mad and confused. It lived for about, this drawing's so good I can't tell which way it's up.
It's upside down.
What the world? Is this you frozen?
It is a lady in a cryogenic chamber and your hand is over her pet goldfish.
Oh, I see. And is this icicles?
It's icicles, not teeth. Shut up.
I don't know that that's how the freezing process works.
Put you in an ice cave at Las Vegas.
So the guy thawed out his fish and the fish did return to life.
But it wasn't dead first is the thing, right? Like it was
alive.
Yeah.
And then they froze it solid.
Yeah.
And then they thawed it out and the fish was still alive for about 36 hours. And then all its skin fell off.
Oh.
And then it was not alive.
All right.
So it was good, for a day and a half. You got anything on that?
I just heard a sound and that distracted me. Sorry.
Have you sobered up since yesterday?
Nope.
We purchased frozen freeze dried. What's the past tense of freeze dry? Frozen dried?
What are you talking about?
Ladybugs.
Oh, they weren't frozen. They were cooled down to a temperature that was like refrigerator temperature, so like in the 40s, and it puts them in a hibernation stage. And then when you warm them back up, they come out of hibernation.
We bought this for our daughter's summer birthday.
So fun.
And when you buy them, it's like a pack of 10,000.
A bazillion of them. And then we went to Dollar Tree and bought all the kids' bug zoos. And so for her birthday, we pulled these ladybugs out and let the kids stick their hands in there. And the ladybugs wake up and they're like, hey, and they just start crawling everywhere. So cool.
The problem was, of the 10,000, about half woke up.
I think they expect that. That's why they give me so many.
And half were just a giant pile of dead bugs.
Right. That
we had to clean up.
Right.
At the city park.
Well, I've actually done that a couple times. We did it in our yard here with just Morgan one time too. I also bought a bag of cooled down honey badger wasps.
Really?
No. And
why would you thaw them? Just leave them frozen.
Right. When they thawed out, they were pissed. And I gave them to all the kids for birthday presents.
Yeah.
Not a good idea.
Not a good idea. No, don't do that. I bought 10,000 of them. You started the killer bee swarm.
Guess what I gave to everybody for the little goodie bag gift?
What?
EpiPens.
Where's that drawing?
Right.
So, you can't talk about cryogenics without talking about the number one urban legend. I'm sure if you know anything, if you've ever heard anything about cryogenics, who have you heard about?
Walt Disney.
So, Walt Disney is down in my notes. You would think Walt Disney would be higher in my notes here.
I'm trying to think of what he looked like. He had like a little skinny little mustache, but was it curly? Did Walt Disney?
I think it was straight across.
Like real skinny, like little boop.
Before I tell you about Walt Disney, I want to tell you this. Hi, welcome to the show. This is Kooky Tales Podcast.
Oh my gosh. This is true.
This is a show where I tell my wife Kooky Tales. We talk about silly things. You can listen to this. You can find this on Apple Podcasts.
Or anywhere you get your podcast, Rob.
Not really, because it's not anywhere else. But in theory, it could be. But it's not. Or on YouTube. And on YouTube is where you get to see Susan's fun drawings as well. You can also go to Patreon, patreon.com/Kooky Tales Podcast. If you sign up there, we have a snail mail newsletter. And if you sign up to that, you will get once a month a newsletter from us about this month's Kooky Tales. You will also get a printed on cardstock one of Susan's drawings from this month's shows. Put in there. You will also get potentially a little bonus item if we have a bonus item. Now, I didn't talk about this on the last.
Be thinking freeze dried honey badger wasp.
It could be a freeze dried. put a ladybug in each one.
Right.
I didn't mention this on the last episode, but the last episode, season 2, episode 1, was about counterfeiting. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And I meant to show this, but I forgot because I got so excited. We bought this big giant stack of fake money. It is not real counterfeit money. Don't try to spend it. Don't try to spend real counterfeit money either. But can you see this? I'm going to show this right here. Look at all this. See that? We're going to sign these and put one in each envelope. So
we're going to taint it with our signature.
Well, I don't think it will affect the value. I don't think it'll make the value go up. I don't think it's possible to make the value go down. So I think either way, we're pretty safe on the value.
Okay.
So we started talking about cryogenics. I had a couple of facts here I wanted to tell you before we start talking about Walt Disney. First of all, do you want to take a guess what the average cost to be cryogenically frozen is?
Like in today's dollars?
Today's dollars right now, if you would like to be cryogenically frozen.
$250,000.
Whoa! No way. $30,000. You could be frozen. So that's much more affordable than what you thought. The second thing is right now in the United States, there are somewhere between 200 and 500 people currently cryogenically frozen.
Are they all in like one big thing?
No, they're different places. that has a lot to do with, and we're going to get into this. We can get into this a little bit now, but there is no state regulation or federal regulations governing cryogenically freezing people.
That's so crazy because there's so many rules. Like, I've been noodling the idea. I've said all along that I want to be cremated and dumped into Lake Hefner, which is our city's water supply.
Mhm.
But it's where I went sailing as a kid. And I've been noodling the idea of aquamation. And there are so many regulations about it.
I don't even know what that is.
It's where they put you in like a tube and they fill it up with some chemicals, some warm chemicals. And like in 24 hours, out comes like white bones. So it literally it disintegrates the entire body except for the bones, which then can be ground in the grinder and put into the ground or whatever you do with cremains, but they're not cremains, they're aquamains. I think that would be so cool. And then guess what happens with all your tissue that's dissolved?
You eat it?
They flush it down the toilet. I mean, it literally goes into the sewer system.
I feel like as your husband, I should have known about this before right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just noodling it. But it's so highly regulated that I don't even think there's one in Oklahoma.
Good.
Just cremate me. It's fine.
There are about 2,000 people right now currently on waiting lists to be frozen. To be cryogenically frozen.
How many?
2,000.
Is there a legit business for this?
If we could put, yes. Let's say, I mean, some people would put the word legitimate in air quotes, but yes. Okay. There are also companies right now that are taking endangered species and freezing them. So
after death, though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, we got one.
It's not helping the cause.
Right. One less. No, yeah. So after they die or whatever, they're freezing them. And so in hopes of someday, which seems like they would just do the DNA cloning, you know what I mean?
How about get some amber? Put some DNA in there.
Worked in Jurassic Park.
Right.
So,
movies.
So we mentioned Walt Disney, right?
Mhm.
Is that a Walt Disney drawing there?
I think it's a really good Walt Disney, although his chin is a little on the Jay Leno side.
He looks like it's like one of those, like a character in an old movie where it's a balloon. He'll let go and his head goes whoop, 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 just goes off into the middle of nowhere. I think it's
pretty good, actually.
It's something. So Walt Disney he was diagnosed with lung cancer in November of 1966, and he died in December. So his wishes were to be cremated.
Okay.
This was not a secret. He told people he wanted to be cremated. And 2 days later, after he died, he was cremated and placed in Forest Lawn Memorial Park.
Right.
Now, that may sound familiar to you. I know it does, because it is located, of course, in Hollywood, California. And I have, you know what? I'm going to wait just a second. I'm finished talking about Disney here.
Can I change my drawing about Walt Disney? I forgot one important thing. See if you can tell what I added.
What is it?
A giant cigarette.
Oh,
he was a huge smoker.
That's true. That's why. And like most people, he's smoking it out of his armpit. I don't know why is that? He's
got the third mouth. Oh, I have this friend that has a third nipple. Have I ever told you that?
Yes.
It's in her armpit.
I've seen it.
It lactates. What? It lactates.
Ew.
So,
that's not that uncommon.
Yes, like a percentage of people have
like 10%.
Third nipple.
It's a lot. It's more than you would think.
If you have one on the back, you can use it for dancing.
Not enough about that to do an entire episode, but I'm glad we were able to drop it in here. So right after Disney died, the first person who was legitimately frozen, it was like the same year. It was pretty close in time. So that is kind of what has led to this urban legend that Walt Disney was also frozen.
So he wasn't cremated, but he was frozen?
are you asking me in real life or what the rumor was?
Whatever. That's
in real life. He was cremated. People know he was cremated. People witnessed him being cremated. The people signed it and said he was cremated.
They did it at Disneyland.
They did it right there
in the fireworks show.
They shot him up. But so because there was somebody cryogenically frozen around that same time, Walt Disney was super into technology, right? And so then there was also like these rumors that that he had said like he wanted to live forever. Now there's no real official thing that says that he ever said that, right? Or that he was interested. Like there's people say, well, he said he was interested in cryogenics, but there's no actual record that he said that, right? It's just things like after the fact. People said, well, I think he did say that, it's that sort of thing. So, and then here's a goofy rumor that the movie Frozen was literally made and named Frozen so that when people Googled Disney and Frozen, they would get the movie Frozen by Disney, and that they would not get this rumor that Walt Disney had been cryogenically frozen.
I thought his head was shot up into space.
His head was not shot up into space. His whole thing was cremated in real life. Okay.
Okay.
So like I said, he had, so the rumor was, I heard a different story than what most people have heard. I read in a book a long time ago that, every part of Disneyland, right, California, there's no dead ends in Disneyland, except for there was one dead end. And it was by the Pirates of the Caribbean. And so there's a wall there, and behind that wall, that's where Walt Disney was cryogenically frozen, and that's where he was, okay? Now, at this time, people were cryogenically freezing their entire bodies, not just their heads. But we will get to that in a minute, and then when that happened, that became the new rumor. So that is, of course, like if you watch, like on Futurama, they have things with Walt Disney's head in like he talks, he's in cryogenic fluid and stuff like that. And there's somebody else who was famous who did have that done. So we're going to get into all that. Okay.
Hold on.
Yes.
Here it is. I don't really know what a cryogenic chamber looks like.
I mean, the problem is the people that build them also don't know what they look like. So that's not bad.
The dead end at Pirates of the Caribbean. And a little sign that says dead end, and then it's a head in jar, a frozen head.
That's
in a jar.
Not bad. So
look how consistent I am in my characterization of Walt Disney.
I mean, they look
photos.
very similar.
How about that?
Who knows? You could get one of those in this month's newsletter package.
And a real signature.
So the rumor that most people have heard is that he is buried underneath the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, because there was construction. You're going to run out of paper. You only brought 200 pieces.
No, just makes me happy.
So there was a lot of construction going on at the time at the Pirates of the Caribbean. And so that led to another part of the rumor. Okay. So again, these are all kind of rumors, right? But no substantiated real claims to any of this. So as I mentioned, he was in real life, he was cremated, and his remains are at the Forest Lawn Memorial Park. Now, first of all, I'm going to ask you this. It's in Hollywood. There's so many famous people buried there.
I know somebody that's buried there. Yes, I do.
2 of the, let's say, 5 Three Stooges are buried there. Do you know who they are?
Mo.
No.
Larry?
Yes.
Stupid Joe.
Yes. Joe Besser and Larry Fine are buried there.
Okay, yeah.
I have a list of like 30 people here. If you would like to guess a couple of them, or we're not going to do this for hours.
Well, so I'm just going to tell you the one I know, because I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan. I always have been.
Right.
Michael Jackson in a gold coffin, but he's in like a building where people can't get to. I remember watching his funeral on
That
TV.
is true.
Yes,
yeah.
That's the one.
So, and I will always remember the day Michael Jackson died, because it was the day before your birthday, which means I had the kids out and we were all shopping for your birthday presents.
I was on a work trip and I was in the Dallas airport, got off the plane and saw it on the TV monitors, and I was devastated.
Really? You saw it in the airport?
Yeah.
Huh. We were in the mall we were inside a store and they said the radio was playing and then they go, breaking news, the ambulances are at Michael Jackson's house or whatever. And the kids were like, what? And we were all standing around. It was very much like
he did it again.
The time that you and I were at CVS or Walgreens.
Kobe Bryant, Easter.
We were at Walgreens.
Yeah.
And they came on the radio and said that Kobe Bryant had died. What is this?
That's Walt Disney being buried underneath the Pirates of the Caribbean.
I don't think that's a pirate ship, but that's there he is underneath it.
Right.
That is true. We were in Walgreens and people were walking up to us. They were like, did you hear Kobe Bryant? They said Kobe Bryant was on a helicopter. Kobe just went down. And I was like, why are people
we got a call from our son. And of course, the other one, years before, we were driving down the northern end of the Grand Canyon Rim into the park. And as we're going down, it's snowing lightly. And they said Kurt Cobain had died.
That's true.
I remember that too.
Yep. So at age 27, which is 2 years older than our son. Isn't it amazing? I mean, really Nirvana. Anyway, okay.
Yeah. So I do. Those deaths are memorable.
Michael Jackson, you have anybody else?
Marilyn Monroe. Which means Hugh Hefner's on top of her.
I don't know they weren't on my list, but we can fact check that.
I thought so. But anyway, a lot of famous people are buried here. What was a death I just watched not too long ago? And they were in that same cemetery. Maybe Whitney Houston?
If so, then not on my list.
Okay.
I'm going to go through some old ones, some fun ones. You ready?
Yep.
We have Humphrey Bogart, Clark Gable, Jimmy Stewart.
Oh.
Elizabeth Taylor.
Yep.
Lucille Ball.
Oh. My grandpa dated her. Did you know that?
No.
Yes.
What?
My grandpa, my dad's dad, was in the Merchant Marine in California, and he went on dates with Lucille Ball.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is he buried at
No, he's buried in Edmond, Oklahoma, next to my grandmother.
All right. George Burns.
Oh.
Ready for this? Tom Bosley.
Mr. Cunningham?
Mr. Cunningham, that's right. And speaking of famous dads, do you know this one? William Conrad. Do you know who that is?
No.
Trying to think of I don't even know any way to give you a hint other than this. Now the world don't move to the beat of just one drum.
Mr. Drummond?
Might be right for you. May not be right for some. Yeah. Man, do you know the whole song? Man is born, he's a man of means. Then along comes two. They got nothing but the genes, and they got different strokes it takes. Different strokes it takes.
We're going to get copyrighted.
This. Dana Plato, by the way,
Oklahoma,
died in Moore, Oklahoma.
In a mobile home.
In a mobile home parked outside her mother's house. Yep. It was very, very sad.
Not buried in Forest Lawn.
No. Here's a mother-daughter team. You ready? Debbie Reynolds.
Oh, Carrie Fisher.
And Carrie Fisher.
Died like right around the same time.
Like 3 days, like 2 or 3 days apart from each other. Of course, she said Michael Jackson, Liberace.
We need to go to this cemetery.
We do need to go.
Actually, okay, can I just take that back? We were in California with the kids. I think it was your first trip to California. We went to Forest Lawn Cemetery. I don't know if you remember this. I was driving. It was that time that we drove all the way up the 405.
Yeah.
Go over the 405. Remember that Saturday Night Live skit? Anyway, and I wanted to see where Michael Jackson was buried, and we drove in front of the mausoleum thing where he was buried.
Well, we missed a lot of them.
I know, and I love cemeteries, man.
We got two people that died of the same thing that I don't want to talk about. Michael Hutchins and David Carradine.
AIDS?
No.
What?
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Let's don't do a kooky tale on that.
No.
A kooky.
Well, there's only two people I know. Okay. Michael Hutchins being the lead singer of NXS.
Yeah.
And David Carradine being Grasshopper from Kung Fu.
Hopefully they were having a good time.
They were until the very end. We also have Paul Walker from Fast and Furious.
Probably not a lot to bury there.
We've seen, oh my God, John Ritter. John Ritter is, I think he has to be possibly the nicest guy in Hollywood.
Yes.
He's known for that.
Also a good cook.
Here's 2 or 3 for you. Ready? Betty Davis and her 2 eyes.
Oh my God.
That's a little joke. Ready? She's got Betty Davis eyes.
That's not going to get a copyright strike.
No. And then finally, two. Now you said your grandpa dated Lucille Ball.
He did.
Someone I'm related to, Gene Autry, which I believe is my mother's sixth cousin or something like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. And ready? The person here's a person I watch every day on television. Every day.
Pee-wee Herman?
Every day.
Oh.
Who's somebody I watch every day on television?
Jackass?
It's Bob Barker.
Oh, that is true. Oh my God. Yeah.
I love the old Price is Right. Okay.
Price is Right, Bob. Wait a minute. Price is Wrong, Bob.
Price is Wrong. Anyway, as we talked about, the Walt Disney thing, it was just kind of the timing.
Wait a minute. Okay, so is he officially buried or entombed or whatever at Disneyland?
No. Like, he's at this cemetery.
He's officially at this
cremated
cemetery.
And he's at the cemetery.
So he has a plot at this cemetery. Yes. Okay.
But it was the rumors that persisted.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Now, one of the reasons why these rumors persisted is because a month later, in January of 1967, James Bedford died, and he is considered to be, by the way, he was a doctor. He's a psychologist. He is the first person to officially be cryogenically frozen. Okay. Now, he had kidney cancer, and what's the word? Metastasized. So it spread all the way through his body, and so he got with Robert Nelson, the head of the cryogenic suspension team. Okay. And they froze it. Okay. Now, here's one of the problems. There's many, many problems with cryogenically freezing. Okay?
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. First is that it's never been proven to work. So that's one of the problems.
Are you naked when you're cryogenically frozen?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because
Okay, you might want clothes in the next life.
Well, they'll get you new clothes. Are you going to be frozen for 1,000,000 years and then you wake up and they'd be like, oh God, there's a caveman.
He's out of style.
Right. So might be back in style. Might come back in style. You don't know. So what they're afraid of is the freezing damage, right? Like this is what they're trying to learn. But this guy is like, hey, listen, I'm going to, I want to be cryogenically frozen. I want to be the first guy. Now, there are a lot of laws, as you probably know, about the handling of dead bodies.
Yeah.
Right. And where bodies can be buried and all those types of things. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to be cryogenically frozen, officially what you're doing is you are donating your body to science.
Yes. And they can do all kinds of anything
they want. That's part of the problems with cryogenically freezing.
So you said cryogenic suspension team, right?
Yeah.
So that's a cryogenic chamber being suspended from the ceiling.
I mean, that's not far from what they look like. And I want to keep this drawing for later reference.
That's from movies, right? Like, well, not the suspension part, but
right. But yeah.
Okay.
So it's not like you go, I want to have an autopsy where there are medical governing principles over how it has to be performed, right?
They're literally doing experimentation then to figure out how to make the freezing.
Exactly. That's exactly right. It is all experimentation.
Right.
Okay. And a lot of people don't realize that.
Well, I know if you put meat in the freezer for more than a year, it's still not good. So
right. So if you can't thaw out a hamburger patty, think about a human being. Okay. Now, we have to get to this company called CryoCare, which was run by a man named Ed Hope. Okay. Now, Ed Hope makes the first official cryogenic freezing chamber. Okay.
Like that thing I just showed you.
Like the thing you just showed me. What do you think his career history is that leads him to be able to make this? Like what former experience does he have?
Maybe a chemist.
Okay. That's a good guess. What else?
Right. Maybe a mortician.
Okay. His primary job before this was he was a wig maker.
That's a pivot for you.
He also ran a racetrack. He ran a nightclub named Chubby's.
So he's a multi-potentialite, as we like to say.
Multi-potentialite. So no real experience in the area of building cryogenic chambers, right? But that doesn't matter to our buddy James Bedford, right? James Bedford being the first guy, because they're like, nobody's done this before.
He's donated himself.
And so Ed Hope says, hey, I could build this cryogenic chamber. Okay. So he builds these tubes and says, we could start freezing people in these tubes, right? And so he gets the guy and he gets him in the tube, right? And then he immediately goes out of business.
And he's got Bedford.
He's got Bedford in a tube.
In the trash can,
right?
Or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So we're going to come back to that.
Okay.
The next person I want to tell you about is a man named Robert Nelson. Now, Robert Nelson is associated with something called the Chatsworth incident. And I just want to tell you this. If your name is historically tied to something that also ends in the word incident,
yes,
that's not good.
Oh,
that's not going to be a good thing.
I say the Chatsworth.
You're never going to you're like, oh, that guy, he got rich with the lottery incident. Like, that's not good, right? So this thing is called the Chatsworth incident, is what this story is known by. Okay. And you have to, it's Robert Nelson. I got to remember that last name. Okay.
All right.
Robert Nelson attended the first official meeting of the Cryogenics Society of California. This was a group of people that said, we're interested in creating this society for studying cryogenic freezing, cryonics, the whole thing. Okay. Robert Nelson, or Bob Nelson, attends this meeting. Bob Nelson is a TV repairman. Okay. He has no experience in cryogenics, in cryonics, in science, in technology, TV repair guy. I mean, but that's it, right?
Yeah, that's not related at all.
He walks into the meeting and they all get together and they go, you know what? You should be the president. They literally just go,
you look good.
Well, he's very charismatic.
Yeah,
he wins people over and he says, maybe what people want to hear, that sort of thing.
This is why I cannot go to a volunteer meeting, because if I make eye contact with somebody, I'm in charge.
You will be. They will. So he's the same kind of guy. Okay.
Yep.
So they put him in charge of this, right?
Yep.
And when that other company went out of business, they were like, oh, there's this cryogenic group in California or whatever. We should send Bedford there in his tube. Okay. So, but that hasn't happened yet. Okay. So here's what happens is, there was a woman who was part of this group in California. Okay. And she dies. She's part of this cryogenic group, science, whatever it is, a group of California, and she dies. And then she says in her will, I will my body to science. I will it to this group. I leave my body to this group to be cryogenically frozen. Okay. And so the club pulls all their money together and they have like $8. Like, there's nothing. Nobody's ever donated any money to this group. Right. And so they turn to the president. They turn to Bob Nelson, the TV repair guy. And they're like, hey, well, what can we do? What can you do? And Bob Nelson goes, I know how to cryogenically freeze people, right?
How does he know?
I mean, he's making it up. He doesn't know, but he has an idea, right?
Okay.
He basically gets somebody to build this box for him, and he goes up and down the street and he gets everybody's ice from their refrigerator, and he puts all this ice in there and he puts the dead body in there, and he's like, I think that'll do it. I think,
And they have to stay like fully intact, right? So it's not like you can chop them up and cram them in a little box. Like, it's got to be a whole body.
Everything that you do, you're going to have to undo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you get chopped up, you can't go, well, I'm going to put them in a blender, because then when you unfreeze them, that's another problem you're going to have to deal with, right? So, so, and I'm going to kind of hit just the highlights of this story, okay? A second person dies and also leaves their body to this group.
How are they freezing the people?
They're literally putting ice in a box. They're putting ice cubes.
Like from your tray?
Yes. Right. I mean,
that's going to last.
It's not the best plan. Can we agree on that?
100%.
Okay. So then they're trying to get a place to store this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they go to this cemetery, and they're like, "Hey, can we like rent a morgue or whatever, or like a I don't know, like a crypt to put these people in, And they go, "Hey, but here's what we have. When you buy a coffin, it comes in a box, and it comes like packed in styrofoam in the box." And they go, "You could have the box," and they go, "Great." So they take that box, and they're like, "Hey, the styrofoam is better insulation." They put the styrofoam, and then they put the ice in there, and then they put the lady in there. But then they're like, "This box is better." So then they put the other lady in there too. They put both ladies in the same box,
and it's full of ice cubes.
Basically, yeah. Okay. By the way, before they do this, it's in a guy's garage. It's just in this dude's garage, and he's like, "Listen, my wife doesn't like these dead bodies piling up in my garage."
Oh my God, please don't ever do something
you gotta move
like this, Rob.
Okay. So eventually they get a third body. They inherit a third body, and they have all three people in this box. Okay. They just keep piling bodies in a box with ice.
The box the size of a coffin.
Yeah.
Made for one person.
Yeah. But also, at some point, I believe they start switching over to liquid nitrogen, but maybe not yet. Maybe this is still ice and refrigeration. Okay.
All right. So hold on. This is in somebody's garage. Let me just do that. This is a box that says fragile on the outside. There are 3 dead bodies laying in this box. And bowls of ice cubes being just dumped on them, and they're in some garage.
I mean, that is at least as scientific as what they were doing.
Oh my God.
That is, yeah. So,
science has really come a long way.
It's come a long way.
The last 60 years.
Yeah, this is, late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah,
this
it's a groovy time.
Yeah.
Groovy time.
So, eventually they inherit one of those cryogenic freezing tubes that Ed Hope had made with somebody in it. And they're like, "Listen, we hear you guys are the pinnacle of cryogenics, but hold on. Now what I want you to do is I want you to modify this picture that you did a moment ago."
All right.
You see this one? Okay, I want you to modify this.
Okay.
Because the way that this works is it's like a thermos. It's like a thermos that we used to use for when we were in grade school with a lunchbox. Okay.
Okay.
It has 2 layers of metal.
Okay.
And in between those layers, it has insulation. And then in the middle, it has liquid nitrogen. And then in the middle of that is the person. And then once that is done, this thing is sealed, permanently sealed, never to be opened. Okay. That's the way it works. Also, liquid nitrogen has to be replaced because it boils off every so often. So it's not as fast as the ice. Oh, I know it. You know what? I'm sorry. I misspoke about something. Can I correct something?
Yeah.
They switched from ice to dry ice. Okay.
Makes sense.
Right. So after the ice cubes, when that wasn't working, then they switched to dry ice. But they were having to buy dry ice like every 3 days.
Oh my gosh, that's so expensive.
It is very expensive. You just bought dry ice.
I did.
And so they're freezing the bodies with dry ice. And then they got a big box with styrofoam and dry ice with 3 dead bodies in it.
All right.
Okay. In assuming the fact that someday we will be able to unfreeze these people and fix whatever their health issues are. But they're also adding health issues. They're adding issues, right? Like 3 bodies in a box on dry ice is not helping the situation.
Right.
I mean, dead's dead, but this is worse dead. Right?
So they have this tube. It's filled with liquid nitrogen, and
this is guy number 4.
Okay, there's a guy in the thing. Okay.
Yes.
Got you.
And Robert Nelson and his group inherit this.
Okay.
And they're like, "We will take care of your loved one forever. We will treat him with dignity. We will put him in this area and whatever, right?" And so when he gets it, he hires a welder and they saw the top of it off. They cut the top of the tube off. And he goes, this is way better than our box. And they cram the other 3 bodies in that guy's tube. And then the welder reseals it.
Are you kidding me?
I'm kidding you. So now if you would like to edit this, I want you to think of this drawing. Are you with me?
Mm-hmm.
And then put 3 more bodies in there. Because that's what it looks like. Okay.
Are these all like small people?
I mean, I don't think they're obese, but they're not children. Okay. But eventually, we are going to get to a child. Now,
and no one cares that this is happening.
No one knows that this is happening. Because like a lot of these people are like loners, or they're, they don't have anybody, like they live by themselves. And so they're like, listen, I'm in this society and I'm just going to leave my body. And so nobody cares. Right. Like it's, some of the people do care.
So I made this chamber very large. I don't know how big a real chamber would be, but to put 4 people in it.
Let me get this over here. Yeah. But here's the thing. I don't even think it's this good.
They're crammed in there.
Yeah. They're packed in. Okay. So, yeah, it's not, I mean, they're like, and here's the thing too. I mean, the bodies are frozen. So when you put them in there, if you cram them in the wrong way, they crack and they break and they it's not good. So, eventually he the cemetery is like, you got to get out. Like, this is not, not working. So he ends up getting a crypt, that's like dug into the side of a hill, right? Like it goes into a thing right there. And he gets another one of those tubes and he's like, awesome. We could cram more people into another one of those tubes. Right. And he keeps getting people. At one point, at the highest number, I believe he has 8 people in this thing that are all
that one tube,
2 tubes. All right. Now there's this whole side story where, I'm going to hit the highlights again. Okay. So, there was this young girl, I believe she's 8 years old. She is from France and, she has, leukemia and she's dying. She knows she's dying. And the parents contact her and say, we want our daughter, to be frozen because we know they're going to be able to cure leukemia in the future. Okay. And so the family and the daughter fly and they meet Bob Nelson and he goes to the hospital with them. And then there's this whole touching scene where she says she doesn't speak English, but she says, do you know where Disneyland is? And he says, yes. And she goes, I want to go there. And so he's like, okay. And he takes her to Disneyland. Like he does this whole thing. And then she says, she's having to speak to him through a translator. And then she says, will you please learn French so I can talk to you? And he says, I will. So there's this whole connection.
He says, CCCC.
He says, CCC. And so, what do we got here?
This is a cryo on the side of a hill.
Yeah.
Crypto cryo.
It's crypto creepy is what it is. So
did these people have like a morbid obsession or what the hell? Why?
What do you mean?
Like, why would you want to do this for other people's bodies? Because are they going to have it done to themselves? Is that the whole
thing? They are. They're all interested in it, and they all think that they think it's going to work. You know what I mean? Like they do believe in it. It's just like they're not good at it, right? Because nobody knows how to do it. These people are not qualified to do it. Their heart's in the right place, but they're not qualified to be doing this. Okay. But the thing is, like Bob Nelson, like he can't, like he tells these people, like these people dying. He goes, I can't say no. Like they just left their body here. They left a body to us, like we got to. So he's like, what do I do? What do I do? I'll buy dry ice. I'll put these people in a box and put them on dry. I don't know what else to do. And the rest of the society is like, well, you're president. Sorry. You know what I mean? Like they're just right. And he's like, I'm a TV repairman. Like I'm not, and literally like during this time, he's now appearing on TV shows. Like he's becoming the voice of cryogenics. Like
he's an expert. Like
yes,
he's mastered it.
Yes, he's on talk shows and they're like, well, tell us about the science. And he's like, well, blah, blah, blah. And he doesn't say like, well, I got a bunch of dead people on dry ice in my garage.
Well, I use ice cubes.
So it's bad deal, right? So he the young French girl dies and he tells the parents, he says, I will freeze her. I have the state of the art thing. I will take care of her. Someday we will bring your daughter back, blah, blah, blah. And then he goes and he cuts open that tube, sticks her in the tube with someone else. Like now she's part of a floating.
Are there images of this?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
So now we're going to get into some real problems. Okay. Here's the problem. This liquid nitrogen burns off. And so it has to be hooked up to equipment to monitor it at all times. So, dry ice had to be put in like every few days or, a weekly or whatever, but this liquid nitrogen lasts a lot longer, but it has to be monitored. It's
Yeah, it's not like a one and done type
yes,
thing, right?
yes.
Yeah.
So they have it in this crypt. And at some point, Bob Nelson says, I have to go on vacation. And he tells this other guy, he says, will you watch the equipment for me? And he says, no problem. And Bob Nelson goes on vacation for a week. He comes back. None of the equipment's running. And this liquid nitrogen, like the pipes have to be freezing cold, and he touches them and they're like hot. They're boiling hot.
Decomposition hot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everything in these now are like hot, boiling soup of people.
He had one job.
He had one job, but he did not do it.
Oh,
not do it.
What did they do with the people soup?
So Bob Nelson is like, geez, this is bad, right? Yeah. He goes, I hope it's only been for a few minutes. And the guy goes, no, it's like 5 days ago.
Do you know how bad that would stink?
I'm about to tell you how bad it stunk.
Okay.
So now there's this whole controversy, and you can read about it. Bob Nelson wrote a book. It was published in 2014. It is called Freezing People is Hard. That's the name of the book. Okay. Bob Nelson, according to Bob Nelson, he flies to France.
Mm-hmm.
He tells the family, I need to meet with you at the airport. The family says, what's going on? He says, your daughter there's been a terrible tragedy. The thing has broken. It wasn't freezing her. And the family says, well, turn it back on. Refreeze it. It'll be okay. It's just like, if you can bring somebody back from death, you can bring somebody back from whatever else happened, right? I mean, I don't think people are grasping the visual of a giant metal cylinder of boiling goo with 4 human beings in it. Okay. So, then he talks to another guy, the guy who actually had the cylinder, the chamber. And he says, there's been a terrible accident. And the guy says the same thing.
What?
He goes, turn it back on. What can we do? It was a mistake, Bob, but you did your best. Turn it back on. Okay. Now, that is according to Bob Nelson's book. These people came out and said, that didn't happen. They said, Bob Nelson never contacted us. He said the guy and the father of the girl never heard from them. He found out about this in the news. He said he didn't talk to him. And the other guy said the same thing. So Bob Nelson has conceded maybe a little that these might be false memories, that this is the way he wished things had gone. And that he's wished it so much that that's...
He didn't have money to properly deal with that. There's no way he's flying to France.
No.
Right?
No.
Would you like to see my people soup?
Absolutely. Oh, baby.
There you go. That's a picture of people soup. Let's see. Set that down. Yeah, that's people soup. And see the steam, that's hot. That's actually hot, gross. And I'm assuming there's something dripping on the floor.
Well, not dripping on the floor, but so here's what happens. now these people, imagine the angry mob from Frankenstein with pitchforks and torches. And they're like, Bob, what the hell is going on over there in your little crypt? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they get these reporters together, these family members get there, and they go there, and they go and they find this crypt where all these bodies are being stored. The crypt is chained shut, and there's no sign that anybody's been there anytime soon or anytime recently.
Oh.
Right? So, not good. According to the reporters, I wish I had the direct quote, but essentially one guy said it was like when you smelled something that said it would make your stomach turn like 1,000,000 times, or what, like
From outside they can smell it.
Yep.
I've heard that whenever people go on a death scene where somebody's been like dead for a while, that you can smell it before you go, and you see flies in the windows.
This, I mean, so this is 8 bodies that have been boiling in goo for a while. Okay. Now part of the problem, what they said was,
Hey, they got aquamated.
Yeah, they did. That's not what they paid for, but that's what they got.
Right.
You know the scene in Christmas Story where the kid sticks his tongue on the pole?
Stuck.
That's
Stuck.
it.
Yeah.
When you're in a metal thing full of liquid nitrogen that heats up, cools down, heats up, the same thing happens. So you get stuck to the metal, and then later you get pulled off the metal. So now we have parts of people stuck to the metal, and also a big pile of people collecting at the bottom of the tube.
Okay, I don't even know what to draw for this. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't draw anything for that one. Okay. So, it's not good. it's not good. So cutting to the chase, Bob Nelson and his partner end up getting sued by these family members. And one of Bob Nelson's defenses is that he says, you donated the body to science. We did our best.
They probably signed a waiver, huh?
There's no agreement that we said it would ever work. We just said, we're going to freeze them. We're going to do our best. I mean,
but then can they get the body back or whatever?
Sometimes your best looks like everybody bring a jar and you can have a scoop of granny or what, you know. But I mean,
God,
you got to do your best, but sometimes your best looks like a big tube with melting people in it.
I did my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough.
What is
Here
that?
you are, right, melting on the floor.
So that's terrible. So the quality is not bad. Just the content wasn't great. So
Well, it's on the spot.
all right. So they sue Bob Nelson. They sue his partner, right?
Mm-hmm.
They sue Bob Nelson for like $1 zillion, or I think he has to pay $1 million is what it says, but he doesn't ever have to pay anything.
Because he doesn't have the money.
Well, he doesn't have to pay because they got $400,000 from his partner, but it was really from his partner's insurance. So Bob says, they weren't really trying to sue us. They were just trying to get some insurance money. You know, so they weren't really mad. It was just, you know, that's,
I would be mad.
He, I think, has a lot of denial in this story.
Yeah, I would be mad.
So, now I will tell you this, that Bedford, the original guy Bedford,
Mm-hmm.
he escapes all this. His tube got moved somewhere else. His tube is not has never been compromised. He is still frozen. He is still frozen in a tube. Yes.
Okay, and let me just recap. Bedford was the OG.
He was the original guy.
He had his own tube.
His own tube. It's never been compromised. His son, I'm fast forwarding here, but his son has been taking care of it at a cryogenics center, and his son recently passed away, and his son has now also been frozen. So,
and is it like, well, you don't know, I guess, but a clear tube where you can see the body?
I don't think so. I don't think so. It's not like TV where there's a window where you can look in there and see the guy.
Okay.
Okay. So I want to fast forward to 1984. 1984. There's a guy named Mike Darwin.
Okay.
And Mike Darwin comes up with a theory. Mike Darwin says, if we're going to freeze people and unfreeze them, what's the goal here? Like, what's the goal of
what's going on?
What's happening?
What's happening?
What is the point?
Right.
I'm asking you a question.
What's one? They want to be able to bring them back to life whenever they figure out better technology.
But why do you want them to come back to life? Because
hell no, I don't want to.
Your personality, your memory, your all that, right? To do that, technically, you don't need your body. You only need the head. So Mike Darwin comes up with the theory that we could freeze people and then we could chop off the head. Okay?
What happens with the rest of the body?
Aquatherapy or whatever you call it.
Aquatherapy.
Whatever that is. We don't need the body because we'll just bring the head back. Okay? So now,
where's my Walt Disney drawing?
Here's one important thing that came from that. Okay. He says, so he froze a guy and then they chop off the head. And then, because this has never happened before, no one's ever done this cryogenic freezing and then thought, hey, let's try to bring him back and see how it goes. Right? It's all been theory.
Okay.
It's all theory.
So if you freeze a head and you bring it back to life, it's going to die. Let's look at this.
But we don't know. What are we looking at?
That's Walt Disney. That's the frozen head, right?
Yeah. Yeah, we covered it. Okay.
Such a silly theory.
But listen. So the point is that when we thought out, we don't know what will happen. Okay.
Yeah.
So he says, here's what we're going to do. We're going to chop the head off and then we're going to thaw out the body and bring it back from being a frozen state and see how it does. Right. So we know it's not going to be alive, but how does it handle the freezing process? How does it handle, being frozen and thawed out and all that? And the answer is poorly. It doesn't do it well at all. Yeah. So, all of these, so when they are doing these people, they take all the blood out and they put different fluid in because when things freeze, it expands, right? And if that were to happen, it would burst like all your blood vessels. It would burst, Okay.
So it's not embalming, but they're putting in like less fluid than what would have been in there or something. Right. Yeah. Okay.
So, but what they found when they looked is they said there's damage at a molecular level.
Oh, the mitochondria are gone.
I mean, it's like the cells are busted.
Yep.
Anything that had fluid in them is broke, right? So, I mean, that someday could be a hurdle into thawing these people out. The fact that 1,000 zillion% it won't work.
Yeah.
I mean, so other than that,
they should try freeze drying.
You know what they should do? What are those vacuum seal bags on late night where you put them in there and you do the vacuum cleaner like that, takes all the air out? Be
gross. Okay. I have to tell you a story about that because can you imagine like opening up the chamber and seeing a dead body vacuum frozen like that? Okay. I used to babysit for this lady. She was my Girl Scout leader, in fact, and her husband was a big hunter. And they said the food is in the freezer in the garage. And so I open up the garage freezer and there are all of these frozen vacuum packed squirrels that have been skinned. I open the freezer and that's what I'm looking at.
Gross. Why?
Because I guess you have to skin them before you freeze them. Anywho. So that is really what we learned from Darwin there. Not the old Darwin, not Charles, but from Mike, is that when we thaw these bodies out, it's not going to go well. So, right.
So if, like Bedford, who is still frozen today, if we thaw him out, every cell in his body is going to be damaged, right?
Right.
Let's not thaw him out until we get to a point in time in science where we can also solve that.
Can you go visit the Bedford body?
Yeah,
right now.
For sure.
Really?
Yes.
On the list.
So Bedford was moved to the Alcor Life Extension Foundation. Well, so there's a Alcor Life Extension Foundation. Okay. And I'm
just planning our next road trip, basically.
Do you know who Ted Williams is? Ted Williams is
the comedian?
No.
Oh.
What?
It doesn't matter. It's
Cat Williams is what you're thinking.
No. I'm thinking of it. The blonde. He's like a white-headed guy, and he was funny.
Santa?
No, it didn't matter. Go ahead. Ted Williams.
Who are you thinking of?
He was on that TV show where there's a guy named Monroe, and this guy was like a rich, judgy type guy, and then he would get so PO'd at Monroe, and he'd be like, you know.
Mr. Drummond?
No, Ted Williams. He always wore like a golf shirt.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, Willis. So Ted Williams is one of the most famous baseball players of all. He's up there with Babe Ruth. He's up there with.
All right.
Okay. All right. And Ted Williams said, "I believe in this. And not only do I believe in cryogenics, I think the kind where you just lop off the head is good enough." Okay.
Is he dead now?
Ted Williams is dead. His head has been cryogenically preserved. He died in 2002 at the age of 83. Now there is a little bit of controversy about this because.
Have you ever noticed that baseball players always have funny looking ears?
What?
I'm telling you. If we go look at the Ted Williams head, he will have funny looking ears.
Well, it will now because it's floating in this fluid or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Now, there's a little bit of controversy because they're not sure that this was actually his choice. His kids had him frozen. And then they also had him decapitated. So they had him frozen and then decapitated.
If they're a famous baseball player, you should preserve the arm.
That might be the most important part, right? Now, there is an article in Sports Illustrated talking about this. I mean, and by the way, this is all true. This is all on the level, right? Sports Illustrated said there are reports that the head cracked multiple times during the freezing process.
God, no.
So, because again, we were talking about like damage at the molecular level and all that stuff. Think about the fluid that's in a brain, right?
Yeah, the brain is literally just fat. I mean, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
But yeah.
So,
oh my God.
Yeah. But anyway, there's rumors that, like there was a note that said like, "Oh, I want to be frozen," and it's written on a napkin or something. And the kids were like, "Now that proves his wishes." But like, is that good enough to be someone's wishes to be frozen? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that a legal document to say that's good enough?
Right.
So,
sign this, Dad. Hey, look here. Hold on. Let me put some juice in there.
oh boy.
Ted Williams.
This is not scientifically accurate, I don't think.
What? You don't know. Okay, so remember I told you that baseball players always have funny looking ears?
It looks like a devil bat.
That's his frozen funky ear.
That's why nobody could steal a base on him. You could hear him coming.
Hey.
So yeah, his head is frozen. Okay. What else do I got?
Sorry to all
here?
the baseball players, by the way.
I mean, so that Alcor.
Oh, I want to know what happened to the human soup.
Oh, they scraped it out of there, and I mean, it was bad.
Did they divvy it up with the family? Or?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
They interred it at some point in time, though, right?
Yeah.
Gosh.
And also there were some of the people that donated the people that said, "I want my mom to be frozen," or whatever. And then after all this happened, they're like, "Well, I want my mom back." And they're like, we don't have mom to give you back. And so,
they really shouldn't have just told anyone. They should have just let it go.
Yeah. I mean, it was like I said, when they stormed the castle and they went and saw it, like there was no going back, I will say that if you're planning a trip, there was a guy in Colorado. I have his name. I don't have his name here. But the very short version of this is that he asked to be frozen. He was not frozen well. But
a little slushy.
Yeah. This has led to, and there's now an official holiday in Colorado called, quote, the Frozen Dead Guy Festival. And each year it says thousands of pounds of dry ice are brought in every couple of months. So basically this guy got frozen and then kind of got it abandoned, you know that, but the people are still keeping him on ice. They said he's definitely thawed and been frozen many, many times, and there's no chance that it's a good system, right?
Do you remember that time? That's why I have the picture of that tube in my head. We went to Austin to like an oddities museum, as we do, and they had that like Neanderthal man that was frozen on ice, and it was in like a clear coffin looking thing, and it was all frozen.
You got the idea right, the details wrong.
Oh.
It was the Museum of the Weird.
Yeah, okay, fair
in
enough.
Austin, and it was supposedly a Bigfoot. And there's a whole story about it, that a guy, these hunters in, I think, Wisconsin, said that they shot and killed a Bigfoot. They froze it. And they were trying to sell it to these people, and these people finally bought it. And then when they bought it, when they thawed it out, they said, oh, it's a rubber monkey suit that was filled with deer guts.
That's the whole reason why we went to that museum, was to see the Bigfoot sickle.
Was it? No, we didn't even know it was there.
I'll have to go and look at my notes on the weird, because I feel like that's why we went there.
No. Because when we got there, I was so excited. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I know this story. So what happened is those people refroze it. And then they said, and so they sold it online, and they sold it to the museum, and the museum brought it out there. But now, because it was thawed out and refroze, the water's all cloudy. So it looks even more kind of mysterious.
Like the reflecting pool in DC.
Well,
sorry.
So maybe there's a Bigfoot. Maybe that's the problem. And there's a lot of Bigfoot.
There's a lot of Bigfoot everywhere, really.
So really, I mean, that's really where we're at with cryogenics. It is you could say it's a science, but it's more of a theory that's never been proven. Obviously, it's never been successfully done.
Have they done this with like cows? I mean, why did they have to just go straight to people?
Well, like I said, they've done it with these endangered animals, but they haven't brought those back either. Like none of this has ever worked, they said, like, on the bodies, like the people where they decapitated and then they brought the body back, they said the skin just started flaking off. It started cracking and looking like fish scales and then falling off. Like it doesn't work.
You gotta use a freezer bag. You can't just use a regular bag.
You gotta, what is it? Yellow, or what is it? Blue? What was it?
Yellow and blue makes green.
Yeah, with little Ziploc bags or whatever. You gotta make sure it's airtight. So yeah, it's it doesn't work. I wish it did. I mean, there's that whole thing where there's some people, I guess, if you're a afterlife person, you say, I'm okay with dying because I'm going to go to an afterlife and I'm going to see all my old friends and blah, 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 right? If you're not an afterlife person, then you go, when I die, it goes black and that's it. My time on this earth is all I have. So I want to live forever. I want to be immortal. I want to live eternal here.
I think many religions believe that the body should remain intact so that it can be brought back to life or whatever, So like if you had an amputation or something, you would need to have it saved to be buried with you.
Tell it to Ted Williams
and his funky ass ears.
So what do you think about cryogenics?
I do not like it, sir. I do not want to be turned into people soup with other people. If you're just acclimating me, that's a whole different story.
Well, now I feel like I wasted my money on this coupon for your birthday for one free cryogenic freezing.
Where'd you get this coupon?
I made it.
Are you just going to get some ice cubes out? First of all, we're assuming that I'm going to die first, right? And you're just going to put some ice cubes on.
I'm going, number one, I could build a box. Number two, I can afford dry ice for at least 3 weeks. So I'm hoping that great advances in cryogenic thawing will happen in the next 3 weeks.
Dry ice.
Wait, not the next 3 weeks. 3 weeks after your death.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
3 weeks worth of dry ice would be more expensive than paying the $1,000 at Absolute Affordable Cremation Company.
Yeah, but I mean, that's like a jigsaw puzzle you can't deal with. I can't put you back together if you've been cremated.
Especially if you've dumped me in the bottom of Lake Hefner as directed.
Yeah, bye. So anyway, this was the Kooky Tale. I hope you enjoyed these Kooky Tales.
I'm quite tormented by all this.
It's a lot. You've
noticed I've quit drawing because I don't even know.
The white page of death, the blissful white page of death. So I think next week we should talk about roadside attractions. We should talk about the ones that we've been to.
Yes. Yes.
I'll find some kooky tales about ones we
Yes.
haven't been to.
Oh, I can tell you.
Your drawing skills will be stretched to the limit. I can guarantee you. You'll have all kinds of drawings of giant
pie.
of what?
Pie.
We did see a giant piece of pie last week. So
Right. Oh, yes, that'll be fun. Much more fun than this topic.
and then we'll talk about how they can all be frozen to be stored for all eternity.
I would like to know what happens to roadside attractions once they've been taken down.
Well, they get these giant tubes full of liquid nitrogen.
Hey.
All righty.
Oh
So
my God, this was terrible.
hey, thank you. Thank you, first of all, for being on this show with me. And thank you for watching and listening to another episode of Kooky Tales Podcast. Subscribe to Kooky Tales Podcast on Apple Podcasts or your podcast, wherever your podcast listening device is. I'm going to get it on Spotify. I'm going to make you happy. I'm going to get it on Spotify.
It's not that hard. Yeah.
So you can say that. Watch us on YouTube, youtube.com/, I believe it's at Kooky Tales Podcast. Go to the Patreon, patreon.com/Kooky Tales Podcast, and sign up to get our newsletter. Definitely this month you're getting a newsletter. You're getting one of Susan's drawings. You're getting a signed counterfeit bill. So I let the cat out of the bag. And if you have Kooky Tales that you want us to look into, you could send us an email over at, what's the email address?
KookyTalesPodcast @gmail.com.
You got it. So I think that's it. It is hot out here in our little studio.
We're a little hungover and now grossed out.
And now, I mean, what sounds better than a little dip in a giant cryogenically frozen tube?
Let's go have some pea soup for dinner. What do you think?
Oh, no thanks. All right. Kooky Tales out. We need a good ending.
Watch this. Kooky Tales out. Oops, sorry. It was supposed to be a mic drop, but it was more of a throw.
More of a marker throw. Bye, everybody.
Bye.